lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Okay, here we go. All right, now let's look at this wonderful Seth Thomas clock, and I'm going to try to turn it so that you can see we have a peach color or copper color or rose colored glass on this, which you will find, but you're going to find the blue mirrored glass more readily than this rose color or peach color. And different companies refer to this color by different names. So it makes it difficult when you go to search for something like this. You really want to put in, rose colored glass, peach colored glass, copper colored glass. And this is a Seth Thomas from the 1940s. So the first thing you want to do with something like this is, of course, don't plug it in, especially if the cord is in this condition. This is peanut brittle. Look at, where am I? Let me get in the, look at this. Now, I'm sure everyone, funny story though, I'll tell you, in the, when I bought the clock, I bought the clock from a thrift shop. And they had it all locked up in a case with a special price on it. And it was rather expensive, and so I, he hauled around him, had a little conversation with the proprietor there, and she said, "Ooh, well, let's plug it in." I said, "No, dear, let's not plug it in. Take a look at this. Unless you want to blow a fuse or, burn the house down, do not plug that in." She said, "Oh, that shouldn't even be on the floor. Somebody's going to get in trouble." I said, "Don't get anybody in trouble. Just lower the price. I'm willing to take a risk if you'll knock 20 bucks off the thing." Well, she came out with a new price tag, and she did knock, they were asking $50 for it, which I would not have paid. But she dropped it down to 15 bucks. Okay, I'm willing to risk it to see if we can get the thing running at that. So anyway, I don't know if the person got in trouble or not, but this is just dry rotted to the point where forget it. And I've already cut that off of the back. And look at someone has replaced at some point. Look at this big old vacuum cleaner plug that someone stuck on there. This cardboard insulator doesn't even really fit. That's not original to this clock. It's just funny the things that you run into when you start fiddling. All right, I will, however, save that plug. So we'll just snap that off right there and throw that into the bucket of parts. That is garbage. Let me get all these little pieces up from here. Get that out of the way. So, good shape, no chips in the glass. A little bit of deterioration around this edge where the mirroring has come off. And we'll patch that up a little bit. You'll still be able to see it, but it won't be too bad. There's where I cut off the cord. And here we have the holes where we need to take, or the screws we need to pop out of there, get the thing rewired, and see if we have a working motor. Let's do it. Okay, the back has not been off of this in quite some time. And let's take a look. Okay. It's pretty clean in there, which I expect it to be. And I don't see signs of rust or damage. It doesn't appear as though anyone has gotten in here with a screwdriver and monkeyed with it. But the key is going to be this motor right here. If it's open, if the winding is open on that or broken, then you got a mess. And so let's see. I don't think my lighting is quite. Let's see. Model M3, 110 volts, 60 cycles. Well, the whole thing is going to have to be. Let's test this motor, and I should stick a meter on it, but we'll just go ahead and splice a new line cord on here and just go right for the kill. Let's do that. Well, what I want to do is to be able to get into the face of the clock and get some of the, just 80-year-old or 70-year-old dirt off of the inside and get any insects out of there that might have decided to crawl in there and give up their lives. We'll go ahead and just take out, I've taken 2 of the screws out. Little tiny things. I think there's only 3 that hold it. Okay, look at how tiny. Can you wait? Where is it? Right there. Nope, you can't see it. This is like ignore my fingernails, because I'm always working. Look at that. I know it's blurry. Okay. This ought to lift right off here. Now we want to be very careful because I do not want to scratch this glass any more than it already is. This mirrored glass is very unstable. And of course, okay. Woo, there we go. All right, that's the innards. Now, I have not put a meter or tested this motor yet. So if we got a bad winding, as I said, we're in trouble. Now, as I said, there's old dirt and muck and yuck and guck in there behind the bezel. And okay, this is the way they did it in the old days. I don't know, but can you see? Right here, they had these little metal tabs that come through. Yeah, and then they twist it in the factory rather than using screws. So we're going to have to take and this really isn't the tool to use, but we've got to pinch this carefully, these tabs, and open them up, twist them out, and that's the only way we can pop the bezel off of here and get in there and get it cleaned. So I'm going to go ahead. There's one that's been pinched open. Let me go ahead and see if I can get the rest of them. And look at all the stuff that's falling out of here already. Can you see that down here? You can't see it, but trust me, it's old dead gnats and whatnot. All right, I've gently pinched all of those metal pieces, and now we'll see if we can get this thing off of there. It's going to take a little bit of coercing, and of course I have to hold my mouth just right. You always have to hold your mouth just right. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to do what I'm doing, but also get it to how you can, so you can see me. And you've got to get it. They have to be lined up just right, or it will not slide out of there. And they've got one of them. Look how close one of them is to the screw housing that holds the back of the housing on here. I mean, could they have gotten it any closer than that? could they have made it any more difficult for me to get into this thing? All right, hold on. Let's see if we can encourage it a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm not watching the camera. I'm watching myself, and I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Come on, you. Oh, wait a minute. Now I'm tearing up my dish towel, my dish towel. Wouldn't it be great if I get the whole blasted thing apart and then the motor's no good? Well, it'll be a nice display piece at that point. Because sometimes repairing these clocks with these old motors is not an easy job. Now look, you. We're almost there. Are you holding your breath? Is everybody on the edge of their lounge chairs? We gotcha. Get out of there. That's the rule. The last one, if there's 3 of anything, the first 2 are going to come out with ease. And the last one is always going to be a boogabear. Get out of there. Okay. Woo. All right. Boy, this... Okay. There's the bezel. And there's the crystal. Look how dirty that is. Yeah, that looks like my eyeglasses after I've been sitting on the beach. Now we're going to get in here very carefully with a damp cloth, just a damp cloth, and get this dirt off of this dial. And there's our beautiful old peach glass. Yeah. And then the back of it. So let me go ahead and start cleaning. Okay. Now I just took Windex and cleaned off cleaned the crystal off the glass. Really, it's not scratched and it's in good shape, and that would be a mess to replace that, which we don't need to do. Then the bezel here, I just. This is a 000 or a 4/0 steel wool, not an SOS pad. And just as lightly as you can. Don't be a bull in a china store when you do this. We're not trying to shine it. I'm not trying to refinish it. I'm just getting off that top layer of oxidation. That's all. And it just brings it back. You know, it shines it a little bit. But it doesn't remove, you know, the finish on there, and really it should be lacquered or it'll corrode again, but it's going to take another 70 years for it to get a little bit of oxidation. So just very lightly with that. And then on the back as well. On the face of the clock, I just dusted it, and I did not mess with this the white section on the inside. That's paint on there, and that will come right off. So I didn't mess with that. I was able to clean this with something damp, and so we got this copper colored face here with the numbers on it. We got that cleaned up. That should be a bright red on the indicator, the electrical interruption indicator there, but I'm not. Well, I'll try to get. Let me get a Q-tip and try to bring that up a little bit. All right, I'm going to put the clock back together off camera, then we'll rewire it. And of course, you don't necessarily have to watch me rewire it. You've seen that a million times. I showed you the awful electric cord that was on it. And I'm going to be replacing it with this nice reproduction cloth cord here. And then we've got a nice old plug that would look appropriate for a clock of this age. Okay, let's get to it. Time flies. Now with these silk covered cords, you gotta you got to be careful. You want to strip that off so you can split the hot and the cold, or so you can split the hot and the neutral. Okay, that's probably going to be enough. Now, something that always, before we wire the clock back up, I've got to stick the wire through the back. I've done that before where I go and wire something up. And if you've got a housing or something that you forget to put on first, you got to redo the whole thing. So we've got it on there. Now this is not going to be a very long cord, but it's a bedroom clock. So this would sit on a nightstand. It's probably going to be near somebody's, that's going to have an outlet close to it. I'll tell you what all this crumbly stuff is here, and I really should, I may regret this. These are little rubber gaskets, and they dry rot. And if you look, let me show you. Oh, let me get down here. Here they are. There's one right here on this side of these mounting posts, and then there's one here. Over here, look, they're completely gone. They've dry rotted and crumbled away, and we have some movement. I'm going to imagine that those were there to keep the clock from vibrating and to keep motor noise from us hearing that. So there may be another reason why they're there. This may end up being a noisy clock if it runs, and I really should replace those. But I don't have anything here to do it. I'm not even sure this clock is going to run. So we'll see if it runs, and then if I have to, I'll go. If it's noisy, we'll at some other time go back and replace them. Now this is that old cord here. I'm going to cut this back a little bit because we're going to go a little bit deeper into the clock. So let's snip it off there, and right here. This stuff is so crumbly. Okay. And in fact, I don't have to use my wire stripper. I just bend it and pull it right off myself. And then we'll put some electrical tape over this. Are my hands in the way? You can't see what I'm doing? All right. Let's see. Well, I do need to pull this off. Let's see, we'll go in about that much. 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right. Now we're going to twist the ends and do the same thing over here. Wait a minute. Yeah, we're okay, I think. Wait, I did not put the glass on. Don't you tell me! Do not tell me! No. I think I'm going to be mad. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, we're okay. This is, are we okay with that? Or do I have to pull? You know what? Oh my gosh, hold on. Well, I went off camera so that I could use a rather G-rated expletive. Because you were supposed to tell me, you big dummy, you didn't put, when you attached the clock back to the bezel and all that stuff, you didn't put the glass in first. I was sitting there bragging about remembering to put the electric cord through the housing, and the case, and I didn't put the glass on. Okay, so now we've got it all hooked up, all back together again. Woohoo! And we're going to take the line cord here. Is it plugged in? It better not be. I've already shaved my head, so I do not need another haircut. Well, I changed my mind. I did something differently, and a lot of you watching probably were screaming at me. This clock had been rewired at some time, and this is the wire that was used to rewire it. Now you remember that's what the cord looked like, which I cut off of it. and the person got in trouble for it, the Goodwill. What I had done was I left this old wire connected with this shrink wrap stuff. You put this on this shrink insulator. You're supposed to heat this up, and it will. They used to use this before electrical tape, and but this is so crumbly. Look at this. Look at the insulation on that. It just crumbles. It is peanut brittle. This is garbage. And I went ahead and cut back to the leads that come out of the motor of the clock itself. Here, so we've gone all the way back. Okay, and I'm not going to use this old shrink stuff. I will go ahead and put my electrical tape on there and then get it all back together again, and we're going to plug it in. Can he delay any longer? How dramatic. You know, before I plug it in, I had to create the scene. I mean, this is what you tune in for. So I went and I poured some, I don't have any coffee right now. I poured some Coca-Cola in my Manhattan Anchor Hocking cup and saucer, put my clock on top of the dresser mirror that I thrifted a while ago, pulled out one of my little deco radios next to the old coffee pot, and we're going to plug it in. That's the old cord. That's the vacuum cleaner plug somebody stuck on there, and there is the clock. All right, now here is my new plug and silk cord. All right, let's wrap it around here. I'm going to try to hold the camera in one hand. Wait a minute. I'm going to hold the camera on the clock, and I'm going to plug it in. And you're all either going to say boo, or you're going to jump up and down. Hold on, hold on, hold on. It is plugged in. Let me get down to where it's, woo, we've got it, we've got it, we've got it. Look at that. Hot diggity dog. We got a good motor on that clock. Oh my goodness, listen to that. Listen to it. I don't hear a thing. There's not a noise coming out of that clock. All right, so those rubber gaskets, those rubber gaskets were there for some reason, but not as a sound barrier. But anyway, there we go. Just like the mid 1940s again. It is keeping time. Wonderful. I did forget to clean up the red dot there to get some of the dirt off of that, but I could go back in there later and fix that. Anyway, how exciting, we've got it. Now, I will probably sell this clock, but the only problem is, let me refocus. I can't sell it to you yet on account of it's missing something very important. I'll turn it around. And what it's missing is the little gnarled, I know there's a name for it, but I'm not up on my antique clock nomenclature. It's the little gnarled thing that screws on right here, and this is how you adjust the time. I've got one somewhere in a box, who knows where, but that's the thing that's got to be right there on that end. See, it's threaded. And I've got to get one of those on there. You know, whatever that little thing is on your watch, that right there where you wind your watch, we're missing that. So not a deal breaker, but you can't, it'd be very difficult to reset the time without that. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Was it exciting? Was it boring? We've got a working clock again, and I'm thrilled. It will be available at some point in the old Curiosity Shop, but we'll just let it run for a couple of days. Make sure it keeps time and doesn't burn the house down. Wonderful. Okay, folks, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm Scott from the old Curiosity Shop. Wait for the cat. So long for now. Hope you had a good time.